This video shows how to set up a geotextile container bag system on an existing drying bed. Setting up a geotextile container bag system on an existing drying bed is a low-cost method of dewatering municipal waste-activated sludges. The capital investment is very low and the process is simple and effective. The first thing to decide is the size of the roll-off you want to use. You can use either a 20-yard or 30-yard landfill roll-off. They both hold the same amount of sludge when full. The difference is the height of the sidewalls of the 30-yard roll-off help to hold the fill pipe and hose above the roll-off during the fill cycle. When a bag in a standard 30-yard roll-off is pumped up to its maximum capacity, it is even with or slightly above the top of the sidewalls of the roll-off. This makes the 30-yard roll-off a more desirable size to use in most cases. With a 20-yard roll-off, the bag swells up a couple of feet above the sidewalls. This is more of an inconvenience than a problem. The bag will settle down as the water drains from the sludge. When the bag is full, it would be level with the sidewalls of the 20-yard roll-off. It will be a foot or so below the sidewalls of a 30-yard roll-off. The picture on the left shows a 20-yard roll-off filled, dewatered, and ready to haul to the landfill. The picture on the right shows a 30-yard container with a full bag ready for the landfill. Both roll-offs contain approximately the same amount of solids. The geotextile container bag is designed to hold 15 tons of dewatered solids. This will vary depending on how well the sludge dewaters and the level of the filled bag inside the roll-off. You can overfill the bags, but with experience you'll be able to consistently fill the bags with the 15-ton limit. Some landfills will ask you to reduce the weight to accommodate their particular requirements. Solids in the roll-off should meet the standard paint filter test requirement. An airspace under the bag is required for proper drainage. Without the airspace, the container bags will not perform the way they should. Also, we recommend using plastic drainage netting to go across the bottom and up the sidewalls of the roll-off. The drainage netting keeps the bag from sealing itself off on the smooth steel walls of the roll-off. Here, wooden pallets are used to provide the airspace and netting is installed over the pallets. Installing a steel stop bar across the back of the roll-off will ensure that your pallets will not fall out when the bag is dumped at the landfill. If you take the time to put the stop bar in and secure the netting properly over the pallets, and netting will remain in the roll-off and be returned to you to be reused over and over again. Blue River Technologies has the stop bars and netting in stock and can also provide complete detailed instructions on fitting out roll-offs with underdrain systems and drainage netting to make the container bag dewatering system efficient and economical. You're now ready to install the bag in the roll-off. Roll the bag out from front to back and tie it up with bag straps provided around the top of the bag perimeter. You can use light string or baling twine to tie the strings to the tarp rail of the roll-off. Tie the bag up so that it's flush with the top of the 20-yard roll-off and approximately 12 inches from the top of a sidewall on a 30-yard roll-off. The roll-off is ready. The bag is in place and tied up. The fill tube is inserted into the spout of the bag and cinched up with the 3 tie wraps included with every bag. The fill tube is hooked up to the flocculator located next to the roll-off. The bag is ready to be filled. Now we can turn our attention to the polymer makedown equipment and the flocculator. This plant has 2 digesters, both located about 100 feet from the drying beds. The digesters gravity drain into a wet well located between the 2 digesters. A submersible sludge pump located in the wet well pumps the sludge from either or both of the digesters up to the drying bed at a pumping rate of approximately 100 gallons per minute. The flocculator is moved out next to the roll-off and the discharge end hooked up to the fill tube. The sludge standpipe has been equipped with a 4-inch cam lock adapter and a 4-inch hose is connected from the standpipe to the inlet end of the flocculator. The polymer supply hose is hooked up to the flocculator and ran over to the polymer mixing unit located in the building about 50 feet from the drying bed. The polymer supply line is ran out to the flocculator from the small chemical room at the corner of the building. The polymer mixing unit is set up in this room, and the supply line is equipped with a cam-lock fitting for fast attachment and detachment. If you don't have an area located near the drying beds, you can build or buy a small utility building about 8 foot by 10 foot in size. You will need a water line and an electrical line installed to provide water and power to the polymer unit. Many small plants use this process to dewater sludge. The polymer supply line hooks up to the flocculator and the polymer mixer with cam-lock fittings. You can bring it in and out and hook it up in just minutes, and when the pumping session is complete, it can be rolled up and stored inside until the next session. The porta-potty has a flush cycle that will flush out the polymer line at the end of the session. The porta-potty polymer makedown unit is set up just inside the door of the chemical room. The polymer hose can be attached to the polymer mixer and the flocculator in just a matter of a couple minutes. Then the mixer is turned on and the polymer supply line is charged. That means mixed polymer solution is pumped out to the flocculator, and then we're ready to turn on the sludge pump and begin pumping sludge into the bag. Once you begin pumping, you will want to take a sample of the sludge that is being pumped into the bag. After you've done the initial installation and startup, the polymer pump settings will be pretty much established, and you will find it easy to start the unit up and begin pumping into the bag. With the right flocculant and the right dosage, your solids will agglomerate and separate from the water. The water surrounding the flocked solids will be clear and free from small particles that would blind off the pores of the bag. When you have it right, the clear water will flow quickly through the bag and out of the roll-off. Solids trapped in the bag will pass the paint filter test at the landfill in a day or two after pumping. Clear water will begin flowing out of the roll-off almost instantly. The water will be free of solids and will be returned to the plant headworks. The bag will slowly fill as the clear water cannot run out as fast as it's going in. When the bag has been completely pumped up, you will need to shut down your pump and allow the bag to dewater. After that, you can pump into the bag again and again until the bag is full of solids. Pump the bag until it's drum tight. Then shut down the pump and allow the bag to dewater overnight or over a few days. Then hook everything back up and pump it again. Each time it dewaters, you will have more solids in the bag. When the bag is full, the level of the solids will be flush with the top of a 20-yard roll-off and approximately 12 inches below the top of a 30-yard roll-off. This bag is full and ready to haul out to the landfill. This is a 20-yard roll-off, and the solids are flush with the top of the sidewalls. There will be approximately 15 tons of dewatered solids in this bag. The bag will slide out of the roll-off, and the pallets and netting will stay in place and be brought back to the plant. A new bag installed and the process repeated. Geotextile container bag dewatering is a low-cost and simple way to dewater sludge in water and wastewater plants. The capital investment is minimal and the process is easy to set up. Blue River Technologies has all the equipment and bags that you need to install and start up your system. We have the expertise to help you decide if the process is for you.